What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Universal Mastery, welcome back to my channel. What I do here is I break down the occult sciences and I break them down to a practical degree so that you can use them and apply them in your day-to-day life simply by using your observation, okay? So without further ado, let me give you a little bit of a context of who you're getting this information from. My name is Jermain Schwartz. I am a professional occultist. I'm fully initiated in the Kabbalistic tree, being the front side and the back side. I'm studied when it comes to the 22 major arcana of the tarot, and I'm also studied when it comes to planetary energies that are in regards to astrology. Okay, once again, this was creating the first context just so that you know who you're getting this information from, and first of all, understanding that you're getting it from somebody who's actually speaking on things they've actually experienced through application. Okay, that's very important to understand. But yeah, without further ado, the topic of the video is going to be, do you need tools to perform successful magic? So this is literally going to fall along the lines of, you know, do you need a wand? Do you need orbs? Do you need crystals? Do you need amulets? Do you need necklaces? Do you need rings? Do you need any tools to have successful results with your magic? Okay, I'm going to be covering this in this video. So if you want to know the truth, then definitely stay tuned. Okay, so here we go. So do you need tools to be successful in magic? Let me say this right off the bat. The answer is no. You do not need anything to be successful in magic because all you need is what's already within yourself, being your unconscious, subconscious, and conscious mind, and then all your entire body, your nervous system, your energy field, your spirit, your soul, all these things. This is what you need to be successful in the occult field, whether you're performing high magic or low magic. This is what you need, and that is all you need. You do not need any rings, you don't need any circle of the magician, any wands, any crystals, any of that stuff. Okay? Now, just because you don't need tools to be successful in magic does not mean that tools are not very essential and powerful things that you can use. I want to say powerful links that you can use to be even more successful, or even you could say more protected even, or more empowered in your magical practices. Now personally, every professional I know that is in this field of the occult has some sort of tool. Okay, they have a circle most of the times of the magician, they'll have a wand, they'll have rings, they'll either have a necklace, you name it. They have something that has some sort of energetic link to it that represents some form of power, okay? Now, I'm telling you this, although you don't need anything to be successful, it is very, very valuable to have these things, okay? Now, what gives it the value? Your own intention is what is giving these tools the value that they carry. So for example, every one of these rings that I'm wearing has a certain meaning to me because I gave it that meaning, okay? I know what they mean to me in regards to the numbers of crystals that are on this ring, the numbers of diamonds, the opal that's in the center, the color of it being gold. All of these things have a deep meaning to me that I've given it because of my awareness of the occult field and my awareness of, once again, planetary energies, certain types of Fibonacci sequences, the Kabbalistic tree, certain spirits, all things in that nature. These are all attributations that I make to all of my tools that I use in the occult field. And yes, tools do carry archetypal energies as well. So that means that when one person, for example, wears a ring, you got to also think about all the other people that have worn rings for that similar intention of whatever the intent is that you're putting behind that ring. Because when you're doing that, you're also tapping into that archetypal power of everyone else who has done the same thing. Okay, and this is a reality, and this is how energy functions. So the point that I'm trying to get across is, although tools are not necessary to be successful in the occult, they are very valuable, and any smart occultist will take full advantage of using tools as links to certain energetic currents or certain energetic archetypes that then bring back either wisdom, understanding, knowledge, or power, or all of it. Okay? And that is a fact. So that's the primary idea that I'm trying to get across. It can really fuel your evolution to have these tools. It can make you more protected. Okay? Once again, it's the energy you are giving the tool from your intent primarily. Then you can go even deeper with it, and you can set up ritual, you can do invocation and put spirits into certain tools. For example, when you have your wand, it's a tool that you can use to further command forces, further command spirits, move archetypes, move energies. And you got to think about it. I mean, there are movies, so many movies that use this concept of the wand. If I name one right off the bat, it's Harry Potter. And you got to understand, think of all the little kids that grow up watching Harry Potter and think it's real and believe it as real and really use it as if it's real. You got to understand how much archetypal energy and power is within that wand simply by there being movies that have used that same tool. And not only, even before the movies, there were other magicians that would always use these tools. It's well known in the occult field. Magicians dating all the way back to Edward Kelly and John Dee, they used an Enochian orb, they used a circle of the magician, and they had wands. This is not for no reason, and this is not the first time this pattern in history has shown where these occultists or magicians were using tools. Before John Dee and Edward Kelly, you can bet this same concept of tools being used for magic practice was being used before them. Specifically, if we're looking into Lemurian magic in regards to Egypt, they were huge on amulets. Okay, that's why primarily after death, they did so much dressing of the dead bodies, wrapping them up in mummy form, filling it with gold, having all that symbolism of all those spirits, all those gods, which, that's what those spirits were to them at that time. They had all that symbolism on their coffins, okay? And this carried real energetic properties. This was not for no reason, okay? It really does stuff in regards to the astral plane, or we could even say different dimensions. It does have an effect, okay? And that's why they did it and why they did it so consistently. And they were successful. I mean, if you look at the Egyptian civilization, it was known to have lasted for roughly 5,000 years, which is a very long time to have a civilization last. Okay, that means you have to know something, and you have to be doing something right. Okay, so that's pretty much the main point that I want to get across in this video. The tools can be very beneficial, and they're primarily based around the intent that you're giving the tools. Okay, once again, do you need it? No, you don't. You could be completely naked and do very successful magic. It's all about your being, who you are. But your being is so powerful that you can use tools to create stronger links of power. Okay, so that's where I'm going to leave it. So if you enjoyed this video, definitely hit the thumbs up. Also, make sure you hit the notification bell because I post videos as often as I can, and you definitely don't want to miss out. And also make sure you hit that subscribe button that's right next to it because I love to see my subscribers shoot through the roof. Okay? And also I want to mention this. If you know anybody that is interested in this content, definitely feel free to share this link. Feel free to scroll through my channel. If there's any videos that come to your awareness that you also know somebody that will get value from watching that video, feel free to share the video with them. Feel free to post these videos on your social medias as well and spread this information like a wildfire. Okay, that's the intent. Okay, that's what I'm trying to get across. So yeah, so that's what I'm going to say to that, okay? Now, the first thing that I would like to draw your awareness to in regards to my YouTube description is my Patreon. So if you go to the drop down, you're going to see that that very first link at the top within my description is my Patreon link. And on my Patreon, there are 4 tiers, okay? So the first tier is just literally going to be support. It's $1 a month. You don't get access to anything exclusive except for the fact that you're showing me that you support my channel, and that's always highly appreciated, okay? Now, the second tier is where you gain access to a whole vault of exclusive content that's ranging all the way from the breakdown of the Kabbalistic spheres, being the Tree of Life and the Tree of Death, giving you their attributations, their symbolism, and my personal experience having initiated through them myself, okay? Very valuable information. As well, I have a video that is literally the first video that I ever released to my Patreon. And as a Tier 2 member, you gain access to that video, which is teaching you how to do an invocation, which is a very fundamental thing to know how to do when getting into the occult field. And I literally demonstrate it on camera so that you know how to do it. And I teach you what to do, and I do it myself. So yeah, so that's all available at Tier 2. Okay. Now, Tier 3 is going to be where you gain access to what I call the magic training course, which is literally a step-by-step structured process showing you exactly how to develop occult power, ranging from telling you the exact tools that you're going to need to have to get the most success and have the most protection during the process, teaching you how to charge your tools, meaning linking to them, linking your tools to your energy field, which is absolutely necessary to make it successful, and then going into the practical art of these occult practices, starting with necromancy, going into angel magic, then demon magic, and then going into low magic with casting a spell to be able to control your immediate reality. And this is all taught and accessible within Tier 3 of my Patreon tiers, which is a part of the magic training course. Very valuable information, okay? So if that's something you want to look into, definitely check out the Tier 3, okay? Now, from Tier 3, there is the top tier, Tier 4, which is what I call the vampire service. Now, this is one of my most popular tiers, and this is a tier where I'm literally on the 29th of every month, except for the 1 month that doesn't have a 29th. I'll choose a different day for that month. But on the 29th of every month, I do my own ritual for all the participants that are new for that top tier service, where I completely and permanently change your energy field to be more universe B dominant, which means you're going to be ultra receptive. So this is going to put you into an energetic state where you're receiving and pulling in energy much more efficiently, which naturally, because we live in a world that is predominant of chaotic energies, you will be feeding off of those chaotic energies. You'll be sucking in and pulling in those chaotic energies, which is increasing your power, okay? Rather than being objective all the time and pushing out energy into chaos, feeding chaos around you, making yourself weaker and less able to be empowered, it reverses that energy flow. Okay, so once again, this is called the vampire service, and that's why, because it turns you into an energetic vampire, which, you know, is not easy to do. So that's why I perform the service for you, and I basically give you a copy of my energy field that does this all the time and is very powerful. And I also, within the service, give you the heightened ability to achieve the source within yourself, which means it's going to put you in alignment, if it's your intent, to go down the path of high magic naturally, which is going to lead you to your highest potential. Okay, but once again, that's if you intend it. Not everyone intends that, because that journey is not always easy, but that's what it does in that service as well. Okay, so that's going to be Tier 4. At the end of this video, you're going to see there is going to be another YouTube video that will be recommended to you at the top. That video will explain a lot more in depth about the vampire service, so definitely make sure you check that out if you're interested. And it's done on the 29th because 2 plus 9 equals 11, and 11 is associated with the hidden sphere on the Kabbalistic tree, Dath, which creates 100% manifestation. Okay, so definitely make sure you look into that if you're interested. And once again, it's one of my most popular tiers, and there have been a lot of good feedback that has come to me from that service. Okay, and that's what I'll say. Now, with that being said, I would love to give a special shout out to all of the top tier members that have that exact service. Huge shout out to all of you, ladies and gentlemen. I highly appreciate all of you, specifically for taking those practices to that next level. And you know, that's a great thing. Okay, that's a wonderful thing, because you're getting your hands and feet wet with developing more potential for yourself. So huge shout out to all of you. Okay. Now, the next shout out I would like to give is to all of my Patreon members. Okay, none of you are unnoticed. Okay, all of you are highly appreciated by me specifically. And you know, I appreciate that you're taking your knowledge and your practices to that next level as well. Okay, huge appreciation for that. And then a third shout out to all of my YouTube subscribers. I appreciate all of you for just absorbing in this content. Okay, that's always going to be a wonderful thing. Okay, now the second link within the drop down that I would like to draw your awareness to is going to say Square Up Appointments. And at that link, you can literally book your own personalized tarot card reading from me. And what I do is I can literally locate where you are currently on the Kabbalistic tree of life or death, depending on where you're at in your journey. And that's information that I'll be able to retain from you once you book the service. But I can locate where you are on that tree, and I can tell you where you're at, what you're experiencing, what you're feeling in the present moment, and then where you're headed for your near future and long-term future, and then potentially what to expect and look out for going into your near and long-term future, which is a very valuable thing. And so far, I've done over 100 readings, and there has been tons of wonderful feedback. And it even amazes me when I do these readings sometimes, like how pinpointed they are every time I do it. Like, I've had people that have gotten 3 readings from me, multiple people that have gotten 3 readings within a time frame of a couple months. And every reading, every time, picks directly up off of the last reading they got, which is like, even like to me, I know how this stuff works, but that's just like, it's mind-boggling how like so on point it always is. And I love doing it, so it's always a wonderful thing. So if that's something you want to take advantage of, go to the second link below and literally book your reading with me, and I'll be reaching out to you shortly. Okay. Next thing, the next link I would like to take your awareness to is that third link that is within my YouTube description. This is going to take you to my YouTube membership. Okay, so on my YouTube membership, the main thing that you're gaining access to within this membership is the exclusive emojis that go behind it. So this is an entire system that I have called the Psychic Warfare Program, and it's only accessible to my YouTube members. And I've created these specific emojis individually myself to be programmed to be used in a psychic warfare way on a specific target that is coming against your own personal evolution that will literally cause physical and spiritual damage to that target. And yes, it is working. A lot of the members are taking full advantage of this service, or of this program, I should say, and it is having very powerful effects. It is real. I designed it in a very strategic way, and I believe I am the only person on YouTube that has done this. Okay, I'm like 100% sure that I'm the only person on YouTube that has done this. And it is literally the most simple form of psychic warfare, which in other words is black magic, to destroy an enemy, to destroy a target, simply by typing in a couple emojis and then boom, sending it out. And it's all done on the computer. Okay. So if you want to know a little bit more about this program, I have an entire YouTube video that is in parentheses called YouTube Members, and then it's followed by Psychic Warfare Program. So go ahead and watch that YouTube video. If you scroll down on my channel, you'll find it. And that will give you a lot more information on exactly how this service functions. Okay? But without that, with all that information being said, once again, the third link is where you're going to be able to join as a YouTube member. Okay? So other than that, ladies and gentlemen, this is where I'm going to wrap it up. I hope all of you have a wonderful rest of the day or nights wherever you are, and I will be seeing you on the next video. Peace.